Mobili. 10 most powerful parallel twin motorcycle engines in production today. The parallel twin engine is rapidly becoming the engine of choice for a lot of manufacturers for various reasons. Sure, the V-twin has its charm, but manufacturing, packaging, and servicing two heads means increased costs. It also requires more than a little engineering magic to help cool the rear cylinder down and stop it from heating up when in stop-go traffic. Parallel twin motors have also been getting narrower thanks to better metallurgy and manufacturing techniques. 10. CF Moto 800K. CF Moto might be a Chinese manufacturer, but it's one of the hottest names from the Asian country. It is tied up with established names, and the 800K is one of the products it has on sale in our country. Surprisingly, a relative newcomer like CF Moto beat out some very prestigious names to be on this list, yet all surprise evaporates when you realize that the 800K's engine is based on the KTM LC8, an engine you will no doubt see later again in this list. In the CF Moto version, it produces an even 100 horsepower from its 799 cubic centimeters displacement. 9. Aprilia RS 660. Aprilia seems to have found its mojo once again, and it seems to bring out one amazing model after another. One of the key names in 2024 is the uber-capable RS 660. On the face of it, it is a product similar to the likes of the Suzuki GSX-8R and Yamaha YZF R7. Basically, a super sport but with a relaxed rider triangle and a parallel twin engine powering it. However, look closer, and you'll notice that it makes more power and torque than the Honda CBR 650R despite having half as many cylinders. The icing on the cake is the torque spread that's much broader and definitely more accessible on the street than usual inline-4 setups. 8. Honda Africa Twin. The Africa Twin couldn't be more different than the Aprilia RS 660 if it tried. Where the Italian is small and light and high-revving, the Africa Twin is beefy and makes its power figure almost as a byproduct of the torque. This is a full-size adventure touring motorcycle, so the horsepower won't have the same effect as the naked or sport bikes here, but it achieves it at relatively low revs. Both the large displacement and low revs mean that this is a relatively unstressed engine that isn't chasing a headlining power figure, unlike some of the other examples on this list. 7. KTM 790 Duke. The 790 Duke is the smallest twin-cylinder naked from KTM. It boasts 103 horsepower from a 799 cubic centimeters parallel twin, which is nothing to scoff at, especially when it comes packaged in a small, light, and nimble machine. The larger Dukes are known to be hooligan machines, and the 790 Duke follows the same approach. You can keep it on a leash thanks to the full suite of electronics, but the fun lies when you unleash it all. Yes, it has gone down a rung on the Duke hierarchy recently, but this Duke still has what it takes to give you an adrenaline hit. That's all that matters. 6. Husqvarna Pyin 801. The Pyin brings a Nordic flavor to the street bike segment. It is minimalist and striking, almost as though IKEA helped style it. It is based on the equivalent KTM, which is its sister brand, and is one of 3 motorcycles in this list powered by the same engine. We're not complaining, though, since it makes a sufficient 103 horsepower. With a wet weight of under 400 pounds and all the electronic nannies possible present, it should go like, well, an arrow. Since the name literally means black arrow, you can, to quote Henry Ford, have it in any color you like, as long as it is black. 5. Triumph Thruxton RS. The largest engine here belongs to a retro-styled cafe racer that we believe is the best of its kind today. The Thruxton RS is the go-faster version of the Speed Twin, and it looks and sounds the part. Its massive displacement will oblige you with gobs of torque even if you don't feel like shifting gears, as all you need to do is twist your wrist. It's a pity Triumph discontinued the Thruxton RS with the old-timey racer fairing. That was one of the best ways of pretending to be one of your racing heroes if you were of a certain age. But in its current form, it still brings a sense of nostalgia without the negatives of an old British motorcycle. 4. Husqvarna Nordon 901. The Nordon takes the Svartpylons formula and applies it to an adventure touring format. The Nordon, literally translated, north, makes power similar to its Svartpylon sibling but with a slightly bigger engine. Still, it is in line with Husqvarna's reputation for making some top-quality off-road motorcycles with incredibly high power outputs that beginners should ideally stay away from. The Nordon 901 will have a wider appeal, of course, and it certainly looks like no other adventure tourer in the market. If Husqvarna's other products are anything to go by, the Nordon 901 should be extremely capable and exciting both on and off the road. 3. BMW F900 GS Adventure. BMW's most powerful parallel twin-engine powers an adventure touring motorcycle. This is as predictable as it is illogical. The Bavarian manufacturer has always gone its own way, whether it meant a boxer twin, an inline six, or a motorcycle that was designed by Harvey Two-Face Dent. The F900 GS very obviously wants bragging rights as the most powerful middleweight ADV in the market, and it has got it, with an engine similar in displacement and format to that of the Nordon 901. It is packed full of BMW's electronics and know-how in a much more manageable, not to mention, conventional, package, so things should be easier to repair than in our 1300 GS should something go wrong on your two-wheel travels. 2. KTM 990 Duke. Move over, 790 Duke, there's a new sheriff in town. The 990 Duke takes the LC8C parallel twin engine and squeezes every last ounce of performance from it to put out a scarcely believable 122 horsepower and 76 pound-feet. Of course, you have to rev it to the high heavens to access this insane figure, but that's what big Dukes are about. As expected, it comes standard with a full electronics suite to make sure you don't cross the line from ultimate hooligan to organ donor. But even with them turned on, you'll need to focus 100% while riding the 990 Duke. It might not be a super Duke, but it definitely is a super motorcycle if you like a thrill a minute. 1. KTM RC8C. KTM used to produce and sell a full-sized sports bike called the RC8 a long time ago. However, since then, the largest super sport it made available to the great unwashed was the entry-level RC390, despite entering MotoGP and getting reasonably successful at it. In recent times, though, we've gotten one step closer to that KTM Supersport dream with the special, track-only RC8C which KTM has been making in extremely limited numbers since 2022. It uses the LC8C engine and lets it rev to the stratosphere to generate a near Moto2 spec 135 horsepower. It is a truly spectacular track tool, with no expense spared for any component. The waiting list is a mile long, though, and it's best you look for an auction bike instead of a new one. Or just wait for the upcoming 990 RC or that's been confirmed for MY25.
I hope to inspire you and help you learn more about your favorite theme. Subscribe to my channel and let me know what you think.